Hello everyone, I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. In the headlines, the United Workers' Party presents its 21 candidates on Bayfront on Sunday, while the DLP launches Octavia Alfred in Castlebruce. Waterwaven upgrades its capacity to communicate with the outside world during and after natural disasters, and the Electoral Commission advances its public awareness campaign with a panel discussion on the electoral process next week. We'll have details of these and other stories coming up.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow. The United Workers' Party to formally present its 21 candidates for the 2020 general election to the public on Sunday. Dr. Pharaoh Coffey will be declared on Friday night at the Grand Four playing field at 7 p.m.
This team was very carefully selected to represent the best alignment of leadership and management resources to the responsibility of national development. And we are pleased to introduce the team to you. That will happen on the 19th of May 2019. The vision of the United Workers' Party Team Dominica is to make our Isle of Beauty, our Isle of Splendor, the best place to live, the best place to work, and the best place to enjoy life. And this team has been put together to serve on the solid foundation principles of equal opportunity, social justice, and balanced, harmonious, people-centered development.
Mr. Linton says this team will be committed to good, transparent, and accountable government. Sunday's national presentation of UWP candidates is scheduled for Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard from 3 in the afternoon. The Dominica Labour Party will launch another one of its 2020 election candidates this weekend. Octavia Teacher Bonnie Alfred will be launched in Castlebruce on Sunday.
We are bringing to you change. We are bringing to you change because you must be able to trust your parliamentary representative. We are bringing to you change because your parliamentary representative must be present in the constituency. We are bringing to you change because even as man has to be accountable to God, your parliamentary representative must be accountable to you. So, with this brand new, fresh approach, with Christ as our example, and with our leader as our political example, we are pledging to be your servant. We will be there to serve you, and we will be accountable to you.
Alfred is among a number of new candidates, mainly women, presented by Prime Minister Skerritt at the Labour Party's Delegates Convention in February. Mr. Skerritt said the new faces were in response to calls from supporters for a bit of freshness among the candidates. Sunday's Labour Party event in Castlebruce is scheduled to begin at 2 in the afternoon. The Electoral Commission, in partnership with the UWI Open Campus and the Dominica State College, will host a national panel discussion entitled The Electoral Process, The Way Forward. Panelists will include 2 government parliamentarians and 2 parliamentarians from the opposition. It is anticipated that the Foreign Affairs Minister and the Attorney General will represent the government. Panelists will present alongside the Chairman of the Electoral Commission, Gerald Burton.
The ongoing discussions and debates, in my view, surrounding the electoral process in recent months have unfortunately been mainly partisan in nature, with little apparent effort by the various sides of the debate to really listen to what the others are saying. Even where the effort at engagement may be well-meaning, we have seen that it often fails to give proper consideration to the facts and to the law, and is based on significant generalization and supposition. I am of the view that a national panel discussion which brings together the institutions charged with the constitutional responsibility for the electoral process, namely Parliament and the Electoral Commission, presents us with the opportunity for these bodies to clearly articulate their views on the way forward in advancing the electoral process. This, we hope, can be done in a sober atmosphere and presented on the basis of the facts and a clear articulation of the law.
Stakeholders from all sectors of society are invited to send representatives. This includes parliamentarians, church and civil society, social clubs and academic organizations. The panel discussion will take place at Goodwill Parish Hall on Wednesday, May 22nd at 6 p.m. And the community of Wharton Waven is now better equipped to maintain communications with the outside world during and after a natural disaster. We go to Andrea Louis for a report.
This as the over $20,000 Wharton Waven Emergency Communications Center was officially opened on Thursday. Chairman of the Wharton Waven Development Committee, Clement Pierre-Louis, who is also a member of the Dominica Amateur Radio Club, says this emergency communications center will serve several functions in the community.
The objectives of the Operation Center was to establish radio communication internally within us, nationally, regionally, and internationally. That's a big task, you know, to set up that communication. We began work in January, and towards the end of March 2019, the project was 95% completed. As we speak, I can safely say we have achieved our objectives. We can communicate internally in Wharton Waven among ourselves. We can communicate nationally. We can communicate regionally. And we can communicate internationally in the event there is a disaster.
Among the climate-resilient features of the Communications Center are 2 solar panels to provide a backup power supply should the need arise. Pierre-Louis says the equipment housed in the Communications Center will not be at risk in times of natural disaster.
Inside the communication room, we have a model solar generator consisting of 2 12-volt batteries, 1 inverter, 1 charge controller. There were electrical wirings, 2 25-amp power switch supplies, and 1 meter. We had 1 2-meter transceiver. We have 1 dual-band transceiver and 1 high-frequency transceiver. We have 1 headset and 1 foot pedal. The equipments are so installed that in the event of serious disaster, they can be disassembled and secured for later use of a safety.
Funding for this project came from the Government of Dominica through the Ministry of Small Business Development. The Foundation for Amateur International Radio Service Affairs also assisted with this project.
On the 4th of January 2019, we received the funds and we immediately began purchasing our equipment. Some of the items were purchased locally and the remainder were purchased in the US. We have some friends in the US. You will hear the word FAIRS. It stands for Foundation for Amateur International Radio Service. That is, they assist in anything to do with amateur radio service. And we are part of that service. The FAIRS people, they purchased some of the materials for us and they shipped it to us and they paid the shipping and everything, but we had to reimburse them. We received the materials from the US on the 15th of February.
Currently, there are 6 amateur radio operators in Waton-Waven.
You are watching Channel 5 News. We'll have more after this.
I've been in the business for over 16 years. I get up in the mornings and I look forward to having the next cruise ship berth on island. When the visitor steps off the ship, the first impression is me. And I believe that I need to put my best foot forward and to ensure that everything I do it to the best of my ability. Based on my recommendation, visitors go to various sites, restaurants, bars, and vendors. I take that responsibility very seriously. I would like that the guest receives the same service that I have provided to that individual or guest. This business is bigger than me. Everybody plays a role. The cleaner who cleans my bus, my mechanic who does my checks, those persons ensure that I provide a quality service to the guest. The tourism dollar doesn't just stop with me. It allows me to pay the bank, visit the supermarket to feed myself and family, and have a drink with friends. My name is Jenna Gist, and tourism is my business.
L'anisine tout partout. Attention si vous êtes homme et bien femme. Visitez place santé pour examiner corps. Ça c'est un nid pour yo ouais si la ni pièce moun au lion qui ni maladie TB et ben maladie sexuelle. En compagnie moun qui ni maladie HIV pe ni TB aussi. Savent qui la ni guérison pour TB. Ou ça vivre en bonne santé même si ou ni maladie HIV. Parlez by docteur. Prends responsabilité ou. Aidez du bout si maladie TB et HIV. Ou agir tout moun pour examiner corps yo.
Member of Parliament for the Roseau Valley has assured residents there that more infrastructural developments are on the cards for the constituency. Colin McIntyre says the devastation caused by Hurricane Maria provided opportunities for the country to build back better and stronger in preparation for future natural disasters.
But Maria was a monster, and it flattened us, and we have worked real hard, and we are still working hard to bring this country back. It has not been an easy task, but we're helping a lot. And it has actually created a number of opportunities for our people. And our people must take advantage of the opportunities in terms of building this country back. And these are the things we have to take time off to understand, things that we should be doing now or we should not be doing that can lend to disasters in the future.
McIntyre, who is also the Minister for Public Works, assured the Roseau Valley constituents that more improvements to the road network are coming soon.
As government, we are building a different nation. It is not easy for us. We had our road through Waton-Waven here impacted heavily. We can pass it, but it's a bit rough. We started building it and we'll continue to build it. We had to build the one over there, and the Waton-Waven people stayed without a bridge for a long time across there. They stayed without a bridge for a long time, and they were struggling. But you see, we were hit by a category 5. And of course, we had a lot to do in this country. So I want to say thank you for your patience. But at least we have a good leg across there. We will be fixing the little piece from Trafalgar. As you see, we have actually graded it, and we're going to move with it to say fix it for you. And then very soon from now, as soon as we, the priorities are set straight, we're going to move towards your road there. There's a plan for it. The designs are out, so we'll move towards it.
The Roseau Valley MP urged village councils and the communities within his constituency to work together to see greater progress in their area.
I want to say, let's continue to work with the government, and let's continue to have the councils, the VIC, work with the government. Because when we work together as council, as VICs, as development committees, this is how we can get things for our people. If there's a fight, we pull in one side and the side pull on the side, we're not going to get nowhere. Let's work together because it's for the people we work in, and our aim is to work for the people.
Manager of the Dominica Community Tourism Association, Inc. is giving the first ever Community Tourism Enhancement Competition a thumbs up. We go back to Andrea Louis with more.
The competition was based in the north and northeast of the country and consisted of communities being grouped into zones and executing a community event as their competition piece. DCTAI manager Lester Rivera says this pilot project looks promising for the future of the Community Tourism Enhancement Competition.
I think there's a lot of promise that came out of it in terms of the involvement in the planning part of it, of the various groups. So you actually brought together various communities, so it helped to do that. It helped to bring about that type of collaboration and bring about the sensitivity towards doing that and the need towards planning together and organizing activities together. So I think that was demonstrated, and the effort that was put in, to put the activities together. You could see the creativity in a number of cases in the events, and so that's definitely needs to be commended.
Though a pilot project, Rivera says the association has already identified areas which need improvement for the next competition.
Well, for sure. I mean, the community, the residents, and those who live in the areas, I mean, and across the country, more support would be appreciated, and we expect that with as the events grow, as the competition grows, that you'll have greater public interest and so on, and then a greater variety, of activities and all of that. But we are grateful for the corporate sponsors that came on board, and we hope for more. I mean, it could have been more, so that's one of the areas that can definitely improve. But we are grateful for those, for those who supported.
Rivera says going forward, he hopes to see new challenges incorporated into the competition so that a better product is on display.
And it's another challenge for them going forward to see what other unique things they can come up with. I mean, and we're looking at maybe adding another twist or two. I mean, something maybe focus on climate resilience or something of that nature, something that gives them something greater to work at, maybe even do it in collaboration with some external agency and get additional funding to increase the attractiveness of the prizes and what have you, or the reward for the communities. And I hope we can continue growing. This thing can continue growing and becoming something that can really have the greatest impact as possible for the country.
The Community Tourism Enhancement competitions were judged on the 4 pillars of cleanliness, landscaping, hospitality, and community involvement. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
And Venezuela's ambassador to Dominica says if Venezuela's state oil company PDVSA is not able to conduct financial transactions and make payments, PDVCarib is in trouble. Due to the U.S. economic blockade against Venezuela, PDVSA has been unable to continue executing its humanitarian assistance programs. The ambassador told a news conference Thursday more than 500,000 patients across Venezuela with HIV, cancer, Parkinson's and epilepsy have been affected. He issued a message to the U.S. president while launching a media campaign on Thursday.
Venezuela is not for sale. You won't overcome Nicolás Moro's presidency? Never. We're ready to fight for our people. So this is a part of our fighting. We're a peaceful country. United States declared us a threat for his security. How is Venezuela a threat for United States security? A South American country with no history of military invasion, with no history of war, is a threat for the United States, such a powerful economic and military powerful country.
The economic blockade imposed on Venezuela by the U.S. has cost the country an estimated $130 million.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow. To end the news, a look again at the headlines. The United Workers' Party presents its 21 candidates on Bayfront on Sunday, while the DLP launches Octavia Alfred in Castle Bruce. Wharton Waven upgrades its capacity to communicate with the outside world during and after natural disasters, and the Electoral Commission advances its public awareness mandate with a panel discussion on the electoral process next week. Feel free to contact us at news@mapin2k4.com. You may access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching. Do have a good weekend.